Hi guys, welcome back to Busy Boys Uncensored. I'm your host Sakani, and today I'm here with a very special guest, Darius Hickman. Clap it up.
Thank you.
So Darius is a dynamic performer recognized for his powerful stage presence with standout appearances in Renaissance, a film by Beyonce, and Baby Tate, Hey Mickey dance version. Currently on tour with Beyonce for the Cowboy Carter tour. Yeah.
Yeehaw, thank you.
He also has worked with top artists like Kalani Tokisha and Dua Lipa, showcasing his versatility and star quality. Thank you for coming on,
Thank you.
Darius.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Of course. So y'all know how we start the show off. We always start with what we're listening to. So in light of the show on Wednesday that I'll be going to, I've been listening to Cowboy Carter, of course.
Yes.
Yaya is my number one. So
Love.
on repeat.
Yes. I mean, I've definitely been listening to Cowboy Carter too. Not only because I'm on the show, but I just feel like because it's that season, like every time you're going somewhere, you're going to hear something from the Cowboy Carter album. So I've been listening to the same thing, honestly, over and over again.
Period.
Yeah.
And do you find like the more you listen to it, the more you appreciate it, or like?
Yeah. I mean, and I honestly feel like I find more things that I like hear in the music that I'm like, oh, I live for that.
Yeah.
My favorite song right now, and also when the album came out, has always been Riverdance, No Shade. Like, and then I think listening to it on stage, like, I just have a different appreciation for it, like hearing it live and just hearing all the instruments that go behind it. And then also just like the re-renditions that they're able to do when the live version happens.
Yeah, I agree. So our next segment is our icon of the week. So this week I chose Sylvester. Sylvester was a groundbreaking Black gay singer, songwriter, and performer best known for his iconic role in the disco era. So a fun fact I have on Sylvester is that he performed in full glam, high heels, and flowing gowns. His voice could soar in falsetto, and he embraced both his femininity and queerness during a time when artists hid those identities. So, clap it up for Sylvester.
Yes. Amen.
So now I have a couple questions for you, Darius. What is something you enjoy doing in your downtime that people don't know about?
It's honestly really simple, but like I love binge watching YouTube. It's really weird, but like I love watching podcasts and documentaries and stuff. Like,
Nice.
it's kind of like, it's just really relaxing to me to hear other people talk about just random topics or maybe things that I'm actually interested in. But it's something comforting about just a conversation that and the quietness of that conversation is what I enjoy. It's weird.
No, I understand that because I feel like it's kind of taking you away from your life for a little bit.
Yes. I feel like it's so much always going on in this type of world that I'm in that like, it's nice to just sit down and have a second. Let's talk about the weather, or something random.
Exactly.
I live for that.
Yeah. And has being on tour made you want to step into more leadership roles?
Yeah, I mean, I think on tour you have like so many different roles already. And it makes you realize that you're capable of doing all those roles. So I think definitely the more I've toured, especially with B, like I think it's made me realize how much I'm able to really do and how much influence, if you will, that I may have, in this space. So I am interested in seeing where that leads to. I'm like, is that me starting my own company, or I don't know what that is, but yeah, I can definitely see that for myself.
Well, good for you. I'm excited to see what's next.
Thank you.
What does your pre-show ritual look like?
Oh, that's good. It changes. No shade. It depends on how I'm feeling. But usually, I warm up. I always have to warm up, obviously. Some days are more extensive than others. Yeah. But I'm always warming up, listening to some music. I love to walk around the space, like whatever venue I'm at. I love to walk around and just get a feel from where I'm at, especially if I've been there before. Yeah. I love to go around and see like what I remember and just like how it made me feel when I was there and try to tap back into that for that show, specifically that night. Yeah. And then, I just kind of like, I really like to zone in and like not do much because there's so much being done already before we do the show, which a lot of people don't know. So like I really try to make my routine as simple as possible so that way everything else can just flow.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Do you have any like thing you want to say to little Darius and if things turned out the way he imagined?
Oh, wow. I mean, there's so many things I would say to younger me, like the more intense ones would be to not give up on your life, technically. Like it seems really dramatic, but I think when I was a child, it's real. And when I was a child, I felt like I was just trying to find my place in the world, as I'm sure a lot of people are. And I think I was dealing with so many obstacles at home in my private life that like I couldn't really express to other people or didn't know how to express. I didn't have the words to.
Yeah.
So a lot of the times I felt like, what is my purpose here in life? What's going on? But I would definitely tell myself to just stay the course because it does work out in the end.
Yeah.
And things do turn around even when you don't expect them to. I wasn't even expecting to be a dancer. So like the fact that I am dancing and I found this, or it found me rather, it's just like amazing. So yeah, I was just telling myself to keep the course, honestly. Keep going through the bullying, the abusiveness, the loneliness, abandonment, whatever it is, just keep going through it because it's going to take you to better heights, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And so proud of you.
Yeah, I'm proud of me too. Thank you.
Yeah.
I really am.
So today we'll be talking about mental health. So first question, very simple. Are we in therapy? I am. I started therapy last year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
how's that changed you feel like? I mean, it's recent, but has that been?
It makes you look at things differently.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we're in our heads and we're just thinking of the way we see things.
Yeah.
And having a therapist makes you see things from all perspectives.
Yes. I was just talking about that.
Yeah.
I think it's really... I'm not in therapy. And I know I need to be.
Yeah.
Like, I really do, because there's a lot of things that I haven't dealt with that I know still affect me and affect the way I make decisions.
Yeah.
But it's really important that you say that, because I do think life and situations are about kind of changing your perspective sometimes. And like, it's a really weird example, but because I've watched this podcast, Keke Palmer was talking about one day that like, you know, you can be upset that you didn't get the role, right? Or you could change your perspective and say, the movie's not going to be as good now because they don't have me in it,
right?
You know, or whatever the case is.
Exactly.
And that's just a simple shift in your perspective, which I think can really help you in this life, and shifting your perspective and looking at it from a different perspective.
Yeah, for sure.
So important.
Yeah, I agree. I think like last year I was having a lot of flashbacks to my childhood.
Yeah.
And that's what made me realize like I need to be in therapy. So being in therapy has been helpful, trying like digging into your childhood a little more and seeing why you react to things the way that you do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love it, and I'm glad I did it, because with my aunt passing in October, already being in therapy it made sense.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to be in therapy. I think everybody should be.
Yes.
So get yourselves a therapist.
Thank you. And honestly, like I think that's where I'm in the process of that right now. Like trying to just find somebody that I really trust, you know?
Yeah.
Which is really important, because I don't think I'm a very open person unless I really am comfortable. I know how to hide things very well. I'm an Aquarius. Thank you. So it's like I know how to detach and just like, it's fine. But I am in that process of really trying to find somebody who I can trust and really just let them in on some things that I feel like I need help with, honestly, because everybody needs help. It's okay to ask for help.
Yeah, and
that's what I'm learning.
Even until you get a therapist, I think it's important to use your resources around you, like your friends, family, if you have, like your chosen family because we all have those people.
And it's like, it's weird too, because I think sometimes like I don't want to bother them with those types of things, right? But I'm always the friend that everybody's coming to with all of their, drama and everything. So I'm like, and I'm always I always feel like I have good advice to give them. But when it's time for me to lay it out, I just can't do it, or like I don't let them in, and so they can't help me. And it's
or you don't know the words.
Correct.
You can't find the words that you want to tell them.
Yeah.
To be like, hey, I need help in this area.
But it's like that. It's no excuse for me not to be using them. So it's like, yeah, you're right. Use your resources, guys. Seriously.
Why do you think mental health is such an important conversation in the Black queer community, especially in spaces we occupy, like the entertainment or nightlife?
I mean, I think it's really important because I think already there's this stigma of like, we have to show up and be great. And there's so much expectation already for us. And so I think that sometimes your mental is the last thing that people are worried about. Sometimes it's like, can you do the job right? Can you look great doing it in XYZ? It's not really about how you feel or, the emotional side of it sometimes. And I think that can affect your art, or affect, your way of being in the long haul when you don't talk about those things, and when you do push those mental health conversations back, and they're not as important, it starts to affect your career and your ability to perform at your best. I think, just simply put,
Yeah, I agree. I think it's important because, especially in the Black community, it's looked at like taboo. Like,
correct.
Nobody talks about their mental health. Like, all you need is God.
Yeah.
And yes, to a certain extent, but like, how about we try to heal ourselves while we're here?
Yeah.
And, healing isn't linear. So it's an ongoing thing. But I think it's helpful to have help during that journey.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And also just like, it's taboo for sure. And I also think, like I said too, it just kind of is like, you're strong. You got it. You guys have been through it all anyway, type of thing. And it's like, I think we've become comfortable with saying, I'm fine. Everything is good. I know I have personally. So I am trying to get more comfortable in talking about how I'm actually feeling and what I'm actually going through. Because it's important, man. It's really, really important.
Yeah. As a dancer, rejection can come in so many forms: auditions, contracts, even online feedback. How does that affect your mental health, and how do you process that in a way that's healthy for you?
It's funny because I just recently experienced my first like online type of like negativity towards me and about me. I usually never see negative comments about me. It's no shade.
It's no shade.
Usually like,
because what are they gonna say?
Like I usually girls, but recently there was this video being made, and it was kind of just talking about us dancers on the tour, and just kind of, it was very just random things. And I started to go through the comments and see myself like kind of feeling like a little ways about it. I was like, wait, why are people talking about me like in this way? Like, I don't even do anything.
Yeah.
But I honestly had to go back to where I was before I started even doing the internet stuff and all of that. Like, I danced because I really love to dance, and it saved my life. So like, I have to remind myself that I'm not doing this for anybody else.
Right.
Like, I'm doing this because it saved me, and also God gave me this talent. Right. So like, I'm not trying to waste it and waste the gifts that he's given me.
Yeah.
So any other nonsense or anything that everybody has to say, it's like, it's either I appreciate you and it's amazing, and I'm glad you see my talent and my skill that God has given me, or it's, girl, I don't even know what you're saying right now. I don't really care. It's like, it doesn't really matter to me that much. I don't really hold anything with that much weight to it, because I'm like, I just know my purpose is so much bigger than just hitting dance moves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I don't know. I think when I read those types of things, or when I get rejection or anything like that, I'm like, it's so what's that word I'm looking for? It's like so minimal because it's not going to last forever.
Right.
Like that's just a moment in time. I don't know. Like I know my bigger purpose is more permanent.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure. I think if that were to hurt someone, I think it's more like that's your identity.
Correct.
You identify too much with what you do.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great way to put it.
I think people need to step back from what they do and realize you're more than that.
Yes.
So like it happens in the corporate world too. Like I've met a lot of people who like that's their life.
Yes.
And that's all it is.
It can consume you.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, well, is this all I really am? For a long time I really thought like I was just a dancer. You know what I'm saying? Like exiting out Darius like completely, which made me the dancer. It was like forgetting all of my attributes that make me this great dancer, or people, whoever, that's why they consider me a great dancer. I was exiting out all of those factors and being like, I'm a dancer. This is what I do. And it's like, that's it. And I've really like limited myself, I've realized, with that mindset.
Yeah.
And so it's really important to not let your work and what you do consume you. Like it's, especially when you're in the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
Because I think that's when you produce your best work, when you're consumed by it.
For sure.
It's so crazy. It's really crazy.
Yeah. On the flip side of the tough moments, can you share a time when joy helped you push through something that was either heavy or difficult for you?
I mean, I'll be honest with you guys. I literally block out a lot of my trauma, which is why I need therapy.
Right. That's real, though.
It's real. So like a lot of the moments, honestly, that have happened to me that are like bad, I don't remember them.
Yeah.
I don't remember them. I've really tried to block them out. So I can't even necessarily say that there's times where like joy has helped me through something, because I'm like, I've really disassociated myself from so much trauma that I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that bad? Kind of, right?
I wouldn't.
Not bad.
I wouldn't
but,
call it bad, but it's not
great.
good.
It's not good. I know, like, and I think that's what I'm working on. You know, like really trying to address those traumas when they do happen, instead of I'm fine, it'll be fine, and then moving on.
Right. Because it'll come up later, regardless.
In a different way.
Yeah.
Possibly too. So then, I mean, that's a hard one. I got to come back to you on that one, because
it is a tough question, because I'm reading this book. It's called You're Not Everything You Think.
Ooh.
And one of the things, it's like happiness is something you have to work for.
Yes.
And you have to create those moments for yourself, because if you just wait for those moments to happen, it's not going to. Yeah.
And I think for me, and this is a really honest statement, like I think that's why this life that I have, or these opportunities that I've been blessed with, like they're amazing, but they're so like, they feel like second for me, because I feel as though it's been something that I've always was supposed to do, type of thing. Like I wasn't necessarily reaching for these goals. Like I wasn't like, I want to dance for Beyonce one day. Like I actually wanted to be a ballet dancer and like be in a company, Dance Theater of Harlem or something, and just like live a chill life.
Yeah.
But I had God had bigger purposes and bigger things for me. So I just ended up here.
Yeah.
Obviously, like I've been working and like doing all the things to get here, but like that was never my goal. It was never like, this is the end set and all. And I think a lot of the times when people have that mindset, you get hurt, you know, and then you get to the thing and it's like, now what?
Yeah.
And I've kind of had that moment, but I've had to be like, oh yeah, no, you got to remember this was never the end goal. Like I just wanted to dance, and it took me here. You know? Yeah.
And I think what's important about that is being happy in that moment. Like, this wasn't the end goal, but I'm here.
Correct.
And let me embrace it and be happy in it, rather than like, okay, what's next?
Yes, correct.
Like, I'm here, but what's after this.
Yeah. And it's really so big that like it can always feel like, what is after this? Because it is so, like, when I did Renaissance, it was obviously such a huge, and mind you, I had worked with Beyonce before. That was not my first gig with her, but that was obviously my first tour.
Yeah, what were you in?
I did Spirit, the music video, like Beyonce remake or Lion King remake in 2019. That was my first like actual job as a professional, like doing After So You Think. So like that was my first hoorah. And when I did Renaissance, it was so huge for me that I was like, wait, well, am I gonna do anything this big again? And now I'm here, you know, doing it again, which is amazing. But it's like, had I stayed in that mindset, I don't think I necessarily would be here.
Yeah.
You know, it sounds crazy, but like, I really live in the moment and then I let the moment go. I think it's really important to know how to let the moment go.
Yeah, for sure. I want to say one thing because I forgot to say it earlier.
Yeah.
Mother's no scroll rule. When you're not supposed to read the comments.
Yes.
Because yo, the amount of hate the boys and I get on Twitter and TikTok, and they want to reply to everybody. I'm like, y'all.
And why do you think that is? Why do you think that is?
I have a feeling. Well, one of the reasons is because we're all quote unquote light skin, but not quote unquote because 3 of us are. But Ja is brown, and I get it to a certain extent because we spoke about that on the podcast. But again, it's like we're just a friend group. We're not like these random people that were chosen to create this podcast.
Right.
But to the point, they, like, you know, you just randomly read things and it could be negative, it could be loving, but
don't scroll.
I'm like, just don't scroll. Just stop. Don't read it.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's helped me. Like, I've stopped replying to people, I feel like, because I don't even want to get into all the things.
Yeah.
And it's not like a thing of like, I don't want to engage, but it's like, people can spin your words. It's just so many things that the internet is just so crazy these days that like, I rather get the support and the love and return it in person. You know what I mean?
No, for
like,
sure.
even doing this podcast, I was like, I want to be in person. Like, I didn't want to do it online.
Yeah.
Or over the computer. I just don't. It's not the same.
It takes away from the human interaction.
Yes. And I feel like people don't know me enough even to know, like, to be online like that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, you got to feel me in person because it's different.
Yeah,
it's
for
so
sure. Okay, so let's talk about money for a minute. Finances are real.
Yeah.
How have finances impacted your mental health? And do you feel like having more money actually brings more happiness, or just does it bring stress? I'll answer first. I'll say it brings to me more happiness because you're not struggling to pay your bills, or you're not struggling to, you know, gift your friends on their birthdays, or, you know, just simple living necessities. So I feel like it does bring happiness, but it's not everything.
Correct.
And I think that's the thing people misconstrued when they say money can't buy you happiness. It definitely can. It can. But that's not everything.
Yeah. Like, and I think I totally agree as well. And I think it can bring you happiness, but it's temporary. You know, like, I'm good for now. Right. You know, I can pay my bills. Everything's good. But like, there's other things that the money can't support. Like, you know what I mean? You're not being loved properly, or, you know, you're still not having that job that you really wanted, or whatever the case may be, that the money can't change. You know what I'm saying? So you can have all the money, but you're still not happy inside vibes, which is very cliche, but it's real.
It's true.
But yeah, I agree. I think it definitely impacts your mental health though, you know, when you are struggling to make it and you're worrying about, you know, how you're going to, you know, pay your rent the next month. That shit is hard. That's so, especially when you're living in today's time where everything is sky high. It's like,
it's unrealistic to say that money can't buy you happiness.
Unrealistic.
Especially, like you said, in this economy.
Yeah.
I feel like for me, it's impacted my mental health in a negative way because I've had money, haven't had money. I was struggling, I haven't been struggling. So being up, being down, I think it just puts things like, whoa, what was I doing differently when I was up?
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, it makes you feel like you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
When you aren't up anymore.
Yeah.
So.
And I feel like in the past, it has definitely affected me negatively, like my mental health. But I think currently and actively, it's been a thing where I'm like, it's going to come and it's going to go.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how the cycle works. Like there's gonna be a season where I'm like, whoosh, 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 bank is tea, right? And then there's a season where I'm like, not really working as much as I want to be.
Yeah.
So I'm not making as much, but that doesn't mean that's not gonna happen again. You know what I mean? Because I also like am a really big believer in faith. So I know like that this won't last,
right?
You know, or that pain is not forever. So
sure.
I just have to remember that it's hard though, you know, it's really actively reminding yourself that this is temporary. Like I will get some more money eventually or I will, whatever that will be. Like, it's like,
I just think it's also a thing where people in our community, we weren't always taught the importance of money and how to be financially responsible. Yeah. So once we get money, we're just blowing it.
That's true.
It's gonna come back.
That's true.
You need to have money saved up for those off seasons. Yeah. When you could be living frugalously.
Yes.
And then you'll be up again.
Yeah. And that's really real too, because it is, you have to be smart, right? You can't just be spending and splurging because you have it in the moment, right? So I'm not saying that, let's be clear. But I do feel like you do have to also trust that it is going to come back. You know, I think a lot of times we sit in it and it's like, oh my God, well, what do I do now? And it's like, get your ass up and go work.
Right.
Go find something to do.
You're operating from a place of desperation.
Yes.
Which only brings bad stuff.
You're so right. You're so right. Now I got to go sell it.
All right.
To make the coin.
Okay.
No. So real.
So last question.
Sure.
If you could go back and talk to your younger self, maybe that version of you who was just getting started in dance or just coming into your identity, what advice would you give them about protecting their mental health and holding on to joy? I know that was a mouthful.
Yeah. I mean, no, I think I would tell my younger self to not maybe be so loud. I was very loud as a child and very bold, which I think helped me in a lot of ways, but I also think it hurt me in a lot of ways as well, because it allowed a lot of people to make these wild and, you know, outlandish kind of opinions about me and views on me based off of experiences that I had as a child that were traumatic, that I had just continued to live my life, you know, with. But I think I would definitely tell myself to like rein it in a little bit, because I kind of just let it all hang out when I was younger, and it kind of just, I was acting a lot on my emotion. I was just a lot of my trauma, I was just acting out on that to others. And so I think it allowed others to just kind of paint this whole picture of me, which I didn't want as a child. So I would definitely say to keep it under wraps a little bit more. And to also like find help if I could. Like, you know, if you could find somebody to really talk to and support you, like to do that, because I think that would have really helped me, instead of just kind of immersing myself in just dance. Like I could have talked to people and maybe had a therapist. or even talk to my parents. Like I didn't even talk to them. So like just talking to somebody, which could have helped.
Yeah, I feel you on that, and I've been talking about that in therapy.
Yeah.
And my therapist is like, well, did you need to, dim your light more? Or did you need more protection? And so I think about it that way when, like, you say that you should have concealed more.
Yeah.
I feel like it's all about our environment, and maybe we just need a little more protection, a little more
real.
But yeah,
that is so real. I mean, and also like even dim. I don't want to say dim our light because that's not right. Don't dim your light, girls. Right. But I also think there's a way to let people know you're a star without making them feel bad. You know what I mean? I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
I was letting the girls know I knew I was a star.
Yeah.
But I was letting everybody else know it too. And I think that hindered me, Like, I think I needed to just be like, you're a star.
Got you.
And just move with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More like, what do you call it? Like, not telling everybody everything.
Exactly. Keeping a little mysteriousness. Because then when I pop out, now that I popped out, everybody's gagging. You know what I'm saying? Like, and now, right now, everybody's like, well, we already knew this because I was letting them know, right? I was like, I'm gonna be a superstar. But it's like I should have just let it just wham.
Right. Yeah. So I feel like everybody could take that advice.
Yeah.
Like, everything doesn't need to be said.
Yes. That's what it is. That's what it is.
So we always have an audience question. So to end the episode, I recently found my ex-boyfriend's nudes in my best friend's phone. I was airdropping myself pics and I took on her phone. Should I A, address it, B, pay it, C, cut her off?
Wait, so they found the ex's nudes in the
her
phone.
Best friend's phone.
Oh my God.
Baby, you need to cut her off.
Immediately. One chop. Like, absolutely not. That means they probably was doing stuff when y'all was together.
Yeah.
Messy friend.
Nasty friend. And it's just gonna carry on to the next boyfriend.
Yeah, like cut that shit out now.
Like she did it with your ex. What you think is gonna happen in the future?
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for you, friend. Leave.
Yeah, you need to. Cut her off. That's not a real friend
at all. Thank you.
Plain and simple. Cut them off. So once again, thank you, Darius, for being so open and honest and coming on the show. So before we wrap up, where can people find you, support your work, and just show you some love? Yes,
I'm on TikTok and Instagram at just Darius Hickman. I'm going to come out with a podcast soon, so be looking out for that. Yes. And yeah, I'll probably be in your city, child, touring, doing the things yeehaw had to thank you. Thank you for having me. This was so much fun. I appreciate it.
I'm glad you came.
Yay. Thank you.